Happy Monday, everyone! I have not done a video in a long while, and I will tell you why in just a moment. So today, I was standing in the bathroom about to put makeup on my face, and I thought, this video is about my health and what I've been experiencing, and so you're gonna get the raw me, because I want everyone to see the real me and what I've been fighting and what I've been facing. So my eyes are probably gonna water this entire video because I am exhausted and I hope you can see the bags under my eyes because of the condition that we're going to speak about here in just a minute. So the reason why I started these videos was because I have been feeling really awful for many years now, right? And I needed to document, first of all, and second of all, I've been trying to release some weight and to try to find health. And it's been a very interesting journey. So I'm coming on here to talk to you. I have received some more answers. I don't know exactly what I am facing, but I do have more answers. And I just want to tell you guys how important it is to listen to your bodies and to understand what's going on, because you guys know I've been trying to lose weight and trying to feel healthy again, and now I know that there's just so much more to it than that. So let's get started here. So last time I spoke with you guys, I weighed about 316. And I told you that I wanted to stop weighing myself and I wanted to just focus on positivity and focus on healing and to stop standing on the scale. Well, I did that for about a month and I stood on the scale again and I just sobbed and cried and I was heartbroken because I weighed 325 point something. And I was like, I don't even know how that happened. I don't get it. I don't understand. Because, guys, I was pushing myself physically, even though I've been exhausted. I've been painting. I've been cleaning. I've been preparing. We've been remodeling the home. I was pushing myself to be more active. So, I was more active during that month. Second, I started making myself green smoothies every morning with vitamins and kale and chia seeds and coconut milk and protein powder, and I'm like, I got this, I'm gonna be healthy. And so I was doing that. I was limiting my snacking at night, so it's really hard for me to do that because we eat dinner as a family around 4, and so come 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I'm hungry again. So I've been trying to get a little healthier snack more at 7:30ish, right when we're trying to put the kids down, which is really hard. So it usually is around 8. But that's better than 10 o'clock at night right before I go to bed, right? I mean, I'm trying. And I was trying better alternatives like nuts and cheese and fruit and vegetables, just healthier snacks. Now, guys, I don't want to lead you the wrong way. I mean, there is on occasion where I do want some ice cream and I do go to crumble cookie, but I try to portion them out very smartly. I'll cut them all up and I allow myself only small portions because you guys know that I don't do so well with white flour, so I have to portion things out. Anyway, with that being said, it was just not adding up. It wasn't making sense. I'm gaining more weight. I was focused more on being more active, trying to push myself in ways that I haven't been because I just get so exhausted. And I had gained all that weight. So something's got to give. Then with all the painting and the remodeling and getting things going and all of the bids I've been doing for the home, and I was just exhausted. And so these last few weeks, it's been really paying a toll on me. I've just been exhausted. And so I'm like, you know, maybe I have chronic fatigue syndrome. So that's why I was taking those herbs and the green smoothies, trying to like push myself out of this fatigue. I was making sure I got some good vitamin B's to help with that energy. It was taking green tea supplements to try to like boost that energy and that metabolism, because I've just been really struggling with it. And then last weekend, we went to Lagoon and I almost collapsed. And I was shaking and I was sweating profusely. And it was only like in the 70s, maybe 72 last weekend. And I was just hot flashing. I felt nauseous. I was not doing well. And the walk from the park to the car was horrible. I was shaking. I was pushing the stroller, and I was holding on for dear life with that stroller, and I got really scared. Like, something's wrong. Something's really wrong. So I was down for the count that night. Jake took care of the boys, and I was in bed. And first thing Monday morning, I called the doctor's office and I said I need to get in to the doctor's office right away. So they scheduled me for Tuesday, and I was in bed all day Monday. I couldn't stand up. I would stand up and I'd get dizzy. It was just fatigue to the extreme. And I've experienced this several times in my life. And so I kept thinking, okay, what was it back then? You know, what was the issue back then? And I never really quite understood why I would get this bad. I remember working for my dad back, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I would get to this point and I would fall asleep at the front counter in the showroom. So customers would come in and here's this clerk or this saleswoman like dead asleep on the front counter. Like, how professional is that? Like, ridiculous, right? But I have experienced these things before. When I was pregnant with Harrison, I just thought it was pregnancy. Like, I could not get out of bed. And now I'm like realizing, oh my gosh, there's something to it. There's something going on. And something's got to give. I got to figure this out, right? So, Tuesday, I went to the doctor, and you guys remember when I went to the doctor back in January, my doctor took hundreds of blood samples. Like, I am not kidding. She pretty much exhausted. She tested all of my organs. She tested, like, everything. Almost. So the doctor was going through my charts. He's like, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. And he's like, yeah, your insulin was really high, but now you're on metformin, so that should be helping those symptoms and you should be feeling better. And I'm like, guess what? I'm not feeling better. And he was reading everything, and he got to my thyroid. And I want to mention this before. So the Monday night while I was laying in bed, I decided to meditate and pray. And I'm like, what is going on with my body? You know, I need to know what kind of questions to ask the doctor tomorrow, because I mean, it's like the doctors see you for about 5 minutes and then they have to like make an educated guess as to what's going on with you. And I'm not trying to diminish the doctors. They're brilliant, they're wonderful, and you know, they can be really in tune and amazing. But you know, they only see you for like 5 or maybe 10 minutes in the office. And I feel like as a patient, you need to go prepared and ask questions, you know, and this is what I'm experiencing, and I kind of help the situation, because he's not, or she is not, doesn't see you on a day-to-day basis and doesn't really know what you're experiencing. So you need to make sure that you're prepared with that, right? So I did some energy testing and some prayer, and very strongly I felt that I needed to reevaluate the thyroid issues. Now, granted, guys, I was tested for thyroid issues back in January and nothing was wrong. Everything was imperfect, like right, like right in the middle of all of the normal ranges. There you go. So I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to test again. And also, I remembered I had a good friend of mine come and help me pull out trees. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Hey, girl. And she's like, I've been watching your videos, and every time I hear you, I'm like, thyroid, thyroid, thyroid. And I'm like, everything comes back normal. So anyway, when the doctor was listing everything off, and he's like, this is good, this is good, this is good, he got thyroid, and he's like, your T3 and your T4s are great. And I'm like, hey, let's stop there. What other tests can we do for the thyroid? Because I really feel like this is an issue. I'm going to read you some of my symptoms, and I'm going to read these symptoms to you because maybe I can help somebody else out there that has been struggling like I have. So here's some my symptoms. Extreme fatigue. That's an understatement. Racing heart. I feel like my heart is about to like pop out of my chest, and it feels like I can like feel the blood just pumping. And this will happen just maybe walking up the stairs or laying down or getting dressed. Like just any of the little bit of exertion, my heart just feels like it's about to pop out of my chest. Headaches, neck stiffness, irregular cycles, which is the infertility issues, hot flashes, night sweats, excessive sweating, and I mean like sweating for doing a whole lot of nothing. I will just stand for longer periods of time and I'll just sweat. It's bad sweating. Interrupted sleep or poor sleep, multiple trips to the bathroom, weight gain, way more so in the last about 6 years. It's been accelerated. Heat sensitivity. I do not do well when it's hot. That's probably with the heat. They're in the toy room. My kids are in the toy room now, so you're going to hear them. The heat sensitivity. Sensitive to light. So right now it's bright, so my eyes are just watering. This is just tired and watery. Mood swings, irritability, dizzy, and sometimes I'll get some weird tingling in my hands. They'll just randomly start tingling. Anyway, so those were my symptoms are. So the doctor said, hey, okay, looking at your symptoms, let's try to figure this out. So he's like, I am going to test you for anything that has to do with the thyroid. So he sent me out for more labs and did a lot more testing. Well, waited several days for the testing to come back. And again, my T3 is great, my T4 is great, my TSH is great. And I'm like, what the crap? And I kept like clicking onto these files like they're all great. And then I get to the antibody test where it is expressing like an autoimmune issue. And the thyroglobulin antibodies were really high. So that means that I am dealing with an autoimmune issue with the thyroid. And I can't express to you the feelings that I felt when I got those lab results. It was like a relief. Like finally I'm getting answers and finally I'm going to get the help that I need. I don't really know what that means yet because my T3s and T4s and TSH are all fine. So my thyroid is functioning okay, but something's going on. And so finally, with the high insulin and the high antibodies, I finally have enough where they will send me to the endocrinologist. Finally, because I don't know if you know, but you can't go to the endocrinologist unless your primary doctor finds something. And the high insulin wasn't enough because they just sent me to a dietitian. Okay, guys, like, obviously, I know that I'm overweight. And obviously, everyone can improve on their diet. You know, I'm not saying my diet is perfect because it is not. I don't want you to ever think that. But I really believe that how I've been eating, I should not be gaining this much weight. Something else is wrong. And I'm tired of doctors telling me, oh, you'll feel better if you'll just lose weight. I know. Don't you think I know that? And don't you think I've been trying? And I've been working so hard to get there, and I just feel like a failure all the time, because anytime I start something, I'll lose about 15 pounds, and then it will all come back with a vengeance and more. I'm always heavier than when I started. And even if it's a healthy diet, and if I'm making healthy choices, and I'm not doing like those fad diets or anything like that, it stresses my body out so much that it makes me gain more weight every single time. And so then I get afraid to do diets, because I'm just going to weigh more than when I started. And that again is the case with this journey that I've started. So I'm just relieved that we are getting some answers. And I don't know what I have, but I definitely have something. And it will be interesting to see what the endocrinologist says. So, we're headed in the right direction. There's hope, and I know I'm going to get this figured out. And I wanted to come on here again to, if I can help anyone with my journey, then I will, because this is not okay. I am 33 years old, and I've been dealing with this since I was about 20. So about 13 years I have been ill. And it's high time that I get this figured out. So if any of you have been struggling with extreme fatigue, with weight gain, or extreme weight loss, it could go either way. Be persistent with your doctors. Let them know what you're experiencing. Write down your symptoms, and make sure when you're sitting in that hot spot with the doctor that you tell them all your symptoms. Write it down so you don't forget even one, because just one symptom can mean something to the doctor, and maybe he or she can be led in the right direction. I mean, it takes two to get you figured out, right? It's a team effort. So anyway, I will end this video, and I will definitely keep you posted. I have no idea how long it will take for me to get into the endocrinologist, but we're headed in the right direction. I'm going to get this figured out, and I'm going to get feeling better. No more of this fatigue. So I've been in bed ever since. This weekend was the first that I got out of bed and did something with the family. But I also had to take it really easy, because I would get dizzy and hot flashes. I feel like those are warning signs that your body's giving me. Hey, stop, calm down. Because I want to do so much. I have so much desire and so much passion, and my body has been holding me back. So it's high time that I get feeling better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll keep you updated. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.